pay for sponsorship. So I expect a little bit of dent in the sponsorship also. So at least for a year or two. In terms of technique, the whole saliva discussion is going on. I mean, I'm going to be very honest with you. I find that very, very silly because it's not, saliva is not the only thing that's applied to the ball when they're playing, right? Players are touching themselves, they have it in their sweat. Unless they're wearing PPEs like I wear when I treat patients, this is utter nonsense. So I really don't see the saliva ban having any effect. If someone's going to get infected, they're going to get infected. Another thing which I found very funny and very silly actually was they're talking about a COVID substitute.
Yeah.
So if a player is diagnosed with COVID, they're going
Yeah.
to have a substitute. If I'm a dentist, I'm not even a doctor. And even I can tell you, if a player is diagnosed with COVID, the first thing has to be isolate the team, isolate the umpires, isolate the support staff, and maybe even consider isolating the opposition players. What are you doing trying to, no, forget isolating them. Let's get another player and let's infect him also.
Yeah, expose him further.
I think it's related to players having symptoms, not positive. Mild symptoms, that is.
Okay, but I mean, you're assuming, that he's a positive. If he's having symptoms, you're like replacing him because he might be positive, right? You have symptoms only if you have positive. Let's say, I mean, my logic is that if somebody's even showing symptoms, that's it. It's like me saying, you know what, no, my patient was showing symptoms, but it's okay. I'm going to continue practicing. Don't worry about it. Nothing happens. So I feel the whole...
If we think like this, like we'll cancel the match or series itself, then it will be a huge risk to be taken because a lot of money will be involved already once the series starts.
If you read my tweet right now, I have said so the reason I'm wearing this hat is I lived in Philadelphia for 7 years. I went to dental school there, and I'm a major Philadelphia Phillies fan, which is a baseball team. And they just reported for training camp, and literally like 15 minutes ago, 8 players are positive. 8 players are positive. Now you have to realize that's why I'm wearing the Phillies hat, because I said, forget about it. You cannot have the IPL. And then the third effect, which I want to talk about, is physical, right? This virus is devastating. People are dying like this. You see that 3D simulation of what it does to somebody's lungs? It is worse than lung cancer. Now, all of us here, we can get COVID, we can isolate ourselves, and we can get back to quote unquote normal health and go back to work. These are athletes of the highest orders. They're not Gavaskar and Dilip Mendes fitness anymore. These are absolutely Olympic level athletes. And if the virus knocks their physical state down, I don't know how they're going to be able to get back to complete physical fitness, which is going to affect their performance. I mean, imagine someone like Virat Kohli. You see his workout routine; it's like Olympic level. It's like Grand Slam level, right? So I think on these counts, COVID has really affected cricket. And at least for 1 year, I see this having a major effect. And then the last real small point I want to make is, I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel I'll be able to go to a cricket match this year and maybe even next year, because it's like the perfect breeding ground. So I think, coming to the stadium is a problem as it is accepting for T20 matches. So that's going to go down.
Unless the vaccine is out, I don't think
cricket
should be started.
No, even you talk about the vaccine, I don't think the vaccine and all will take around about 6, whenever it will come, then after it will take 6 months.
That's what I'm saying. Even if it takes around 1.5 years or so for even vaccine to be distributed. I'm saying I'm taking the maximum time, whatever time it takes, to vaccine to reach every country where the cricket will be involved. Like not only India, IPL is in India, but other players also from wherever they are coming, it should be available there also. Vaccine should be available.
Absolutely.
Because we don't know which player can carry the corona, right? New Zealand was declared corona free, and there are 3 cases in a week. So
absolutely,
it's a difficult thing.
Yep. So there you go. That's my take on.
So that's a very very nice
just
take.
A moment. I just have a doubt. Since we have a doctor with us, I just wanted to know, since the stadium will be closed, as far as we know, it will be closed, right? And players and everyone will be tested, and they will be for 15 days isolation or whatever, quarantine.
Isolation.
So once they are negative, is it possible they can get positive without anyone having corona?
Absolutely. Negative test.
Definitely.
Negative test is
like
repeat.
If they don't go out, they are staying in stadium itself.
No, but
Nobody is going out.
negative test does not negative test does not mean they don't have the virus, which is why the test has to be repeated in 2 weeks. 2 consecutive negative tests is a very good chance that they are not yet negative. They can still be. There have been incidents of people positive on the third test.
And is it possible that positive person will not have any symptoms for 15 days also?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, it's possible.
Okay. Then it will be very, very difficult. I thought after testing negative, you can, start your practicing and all. But since you can be positive in 15 days also, then it's not acceptable, I think. Thank you so much for clarifying.
Yes, thank you. So we come to the next part, which already Gautam had mentioned, is about ball management and the applying of saliva, for which I'll hand it over to Rishit Shukla.
Yeah. So I'm Rishit. I'm pursuing my PhD in physics in Ahmedabad, Gujarat University. So I would just like to come onto the fact about this saliva thing. Even I find it bullshit, if I may say, because the bodily fluids are still going to be exchanged in terms of perspiration and all that. So I don't know how not using saliva and using sweat would change the matters as far as this COVID situation is concerned. Having said that, I don't think even using sweat would make a lot of difference to the ball per se, because having played cricket at the lower level, around college level, district level, I can surely say that what we used to do was we used to apply those 2-3 layers of Vaseline or sunscreen on our faces, and then we would just slyly rub it off and apply it on the
John Lever.
So exactly. So those things may come into the picture for sure. And as far as Brett Lee, what he suggested was that we could use a tub of wax and a cloth to apply. I would say that would weaken the grip, something different on the fingers.
Rahul Dravid's sweet.
Can we use the sandpaper?
Candy is extremely normal. Candy is
extremely normal. Yes, people do that. They don't accept it. That's a different thing. We have done that, so I'm sure it happens yet. The thing with sandpaper was that it was trying to make the surface abrasive, but I don't think they would try to do that in this situation, because we need to maintain the shine. So
actually, I just wanted to know in this that only carrier of coronavirus is
saliva.
What? Saliva, not the sweat. Not the sweat.
I am not a doctor, but I don't think corona works that way. Bodily fluid of an infected person may sure harm. I'm not sure about it.
I asked somebody. I asked somebody. I asked somebody, and he said that sweat won't be carrier of
so let me put it this way.
I'm not sure.
The only thing we know about the coronavirus is that we don't know everything there is to be known about the coronavirus. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely.
That's the reason I wear a spacesuit. I'm just a mere dentist, but the reason I wear a spacesuit with an N95 mask and all that, it's like, you got to assume everything.
You can't leave it to chances.
Correct. You got to assume everything.
Yeah. Everything is infected.
Exactly.
Yeah. True. So I don't find it quite convincing as yet, but let's see how it pans out. And as far as the maintaining the condition of the ball, I don't think sweat or saliva would make any difference. If you remember, there was some England series where those people used to think that sweat from the lower back would make the ball swing more. I don't know how what kind of physics they applied.
In the middle, there was Joe Root. He had a ball shining sleeve with him.
Yeah.
He used to rub the sleeve. Yeah, exactly.
So as far as I know, that the thing is, the balls are lacquered with grease, and when you put a liquid on it, the grease comes up to the surface. You just need to shine it, any sort of liquid. The thing with water would be that it would make the ball heavier and slower to move through the air. So I would still think it does not change the game as much. Using sweat should work as well as
would be
I would like to add
a problem.
I'm not even recognizing people here. very
I'll
difficult.
tell you
I
about
don't know
about
many
the
people.
surface.
Yes.
When I play for my office team, I'm a bowler, right? So I've got 3-4 different track pants which I wear for matches, right? And I've noticed that it's one of the track pants, the material is such that the ball
Yeah.
Shines very well.
Yeah, it's a
I
police
feel that
track
Polyester,
pant.
polyester.
Yeah. So it depends.
No. Police, like when you go for the police training, they give you a hard material. You sweat more in it.
Okay.
It's a polyester. Yeah.
So,
correct.
So there are 3-4 different. So I have noticed that with that particular track pant, the shine is better because the surface of that material is such that the ball shines well. So I use that whenever there is a match. So,
Okay.
That would also depend upon the ball, I guess, because the Kookaburra white ball, I don't think sweat, saliva, anything is going to make a difference to the
play with SG. We play with
SG test is
ball,
quite
SG ball.
conducive to shining with sweat and all that.
It's heavy polished. SG is heavy polished.
Yes. So it gets on with the shine very easily. So still, I think
which is also why you see reverse swing much more in Test cricket than in white ball cricket, right?
White ball cricket, correct. Yeah. It is easier to maintain, and even I guess Sir Ian Chappell called it the issue as a storm in the teacup.
First is in waiting room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I added 3 more.
Doctor is having a hard time managing.
Yeah.
So that is my 2 rupees
Subbu sir
on
is
the
there.
ball management thing.
Give a big round of applause for Subbu sir.
Yeah. Subbu sir is here. Great.
Please introduce people as well.
Yes. So Subbu sir is here. Yeah. So
I know
Subbu
just you
sir,
and Rishit.
Yeah.
I know
So
just you
Subbu
and
sir
Dr.
tweets
Gautam
with the
Janjali.
handle Subsi. And he shares a lot of retro memorabilia.
I have given you a nickname. You're like the bootlegger.
I have a request. Can everyone switch off? Can mute themselves? Can people mute themselves?
Yeah.
No, Subbu sir, you don't. I'm talking about the others who are not.
Balaji.
Apart from the speaker, can we all please mute ourselves?
Yes.
Thank you.
Subbu sir, please unmute yourself, sir.
Hey, hi Manjunath. You go by Manjunath or Manju? You are mute.
All is well, sir. All is. Whatever you say with love, I think.
Yeah, all is well. Yeah.
नहीं यार पहला तो मुझे सर मत बुलाओ यार.
Okay.
But I see there's a huge group of people. I hardly might have met any, except I have interacted with a couple of you guys, not many of them, right?
Yeah, true.
Absolutely. Okay, sir. Basically, we wanted to get you on board so that you can share your experiences of your retro cricket. Like you have a unique way of following cricket, like from the 80s and 90s. So that's what your Twitter bio says.
Twitter bio does say 80s and 90s because I just chose to do that. But I'm still pretty much a good fan of the contemporary cricket in 2020 and IPL and stuff. So I think I thought the 80s and 90s is the one that is not probably much represented. So I thought I'll just start with that and have a brand for myself. But I can talk IPL
Nostalgia
also,
Merchant.
I can talk IPL.
They call it Nostalgia Merchant.
We all are branded like that.
Yeah. It means I got branded to 80s and 90s. Hey, nice meeting you, Anju. But
that is fine. But whenever you say Sachin is great, you are Nostalgia Merchant.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't listen
well, I posted
else.
2 videos today. I posted 2 videos today from Sachin and Gavaskar or Gavaskar predicting. Because I was told not to say Gavaskar, but to say Gavaskar. And 1 second, my kids are going.
You disappoint me, man. Your kids are older than me. If you haven't figured out that you have to. You have to tell them
that's Gautam, right? Phillies fan can be only Gautam.
Yeah.
There you go.
Doctor.
So the reason I'm wearing the Phillies fan is like 15 minutes ago, 8 players at the Phillies mini camp have tested positive.
Oh, really?
And so that's why,
okay.
Yeah, and that's why I tweeted out that, this is why the IPL shouldn't take place.
Yeah, I feel bad if IPL doesn't take. At some point, IPL should take
Bharat
place.
is not there.
No, today Bharat is not there. Yes, he's writing a feature for CricBuzz.
Oh.
So anyway, I joined late. I don't know how long I made all wait, but it still happens
to be
sir.
My you can
lunch.
Carry on.
Anything specific you means I can just give you a perspective of what.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for me, I always say that it's still 4 days away or 7 days away from the time I started watching cricket. So today is June 19th, right? So 7 days away from in 1983 is when I started watching the cricket. So basically the 1983 final is when I began. At least I got introduced to what cricket means. And but before that, I just wanted to thank Manju and Manjunath, I would say.
Yes.
I know you go by MJ. I saw some chats going around with MJ, so I can call you MJ. I thought I'll go by VM because you had a V and M, so I thought VM is a perfect one. Voicemail.
Yes, I am VM.
Okay, voicemail. So VM is an acronym for voicemail. So
even Vijay Merchant or
Vijay Merchant. Okay. Maybe I underestimated it.
Vinu Mankad.
Vinu Mankad. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
No. So I think so. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yes, go ahead, sir.
No. Like I said, I'm thankful for this invitation, and I'm honored to be amongst so many cricket fanatics. And I'm just happy to get to know a few more folks through this interaction. I would rather choose to keep quiet and just listen and learn from you all than me talking. So I won't take a whole lot of stage because I want to listen from you all because your experience matters to me more because I share my experience on Twitter on many ways, and so there is a medium. But I would probably make sure that I talk less and get more out of you all, so that I can interact in future as well. But just to go back to your original question, right? I'm a huge retro vintage cricket fan, but I still play very actively here in Atlanta Cricket League, and do watch a lot of contemporary cricket. All IPL 2020 or whatever you want, but I just thought I can represent more with the 80s and 90s because there's not many people who might have all the vintage magazines or the VHS archives or something. So I just chose to be that way. But what it was means as a fan, right, to watch cricket back then, I thought I was very lucky and blessed to have started my journey of knowing this beautiful game from the day of the 1983 finals, because that's the first day I really got introduced to cricket. I didn't know what cricket is, what bat is, what ball is. But as we all know, the TV coverage and started to blossom at that point. Doordarshan started to cover test matches. They started to cover the ODIs in India. And then we started to get a glimpse of the colored clothing and the night cricket from Australia, right? In 1985, Ravi Shastri ka Audiwala. And then always that we had this radio transistor for test matches in England and Australia. So it was a mixed bag on how we got the coverage. But India was doing really well. I think that's why I always keep going back, because if India was not winning at that time, I might have been, I don't know, as a kid, I might not have followed cricket as much, or I might have chosen some other sport. But luckily, India was doing well. And we were in the path of ascendancy. In ODI, we won probably, I think they call it as Grand Slam of ODI tournament, because we won the World Cup, we won the World Championship of Cricket, we won the Asia Cup, or maybe I'm flipping the order, but I think it was World Cup, then Asia Cup, World Championship of Cricket, and then the Rothmans Cup.
Correct.
So, and then in test, we almost beat Australia in 1985 and beat England in 1986. So life was great growing up for me, because I thought India cannot be beaten.
And we also won the ODI series in England, and that was one of the rare instances of a team winning both the Test and ODI series.
Yeah,
in
I think ODI did we win? I thought it was
86
all, right?
is the only time we won both, and that's that.
No, we won only one.
But the other one was abandoned. We won the series technically.
I will take it if we had won it. I'll take it. I'm happy.
So you're right. We won only one match, but there was a technicality by which we won the series.
Pause. I thought it. I think we won the first one, then the second one was won by England. But you may be right, Gautam. Maybe there was a technicality of net run rate or something where India might have even been given the winner. So maybe I may want to check it. So that's what you have made me curious, right? I think you are not given me something to look forward and go back and check the archives again. So I'll do that. But like I said, life was great growing up, and then I started collecting sports stars, and then I recorded games and interviews on VHS tapes, and just buying little stuff that I could afford, right? Basically, you want to afford something, right? You cannot just go and buy everything. So I started off buy little stuff and preserving it. That's the biggest part of it. I have preserved everything. So I have this mini cricket balls, bats, vintage stuff. I call it vintage today, but it was contemporary back then, right? So, and I won't say contemporary, well, not exactly, but so watching and following and learning cricket, I thought the timing was great for me at then. And then fast forward today, we all know the world is at our feet. Well, no, probably I stand corrected because the world cannot be at our feet. The COVID-19 has the world at its feet, right? So, in general, I thought we have so much access to everything that we all should feel very blessed, and that India is a big force in cricket. I love the interaction that I have in Twitter. I was not active on Twitter till I got pulled in like 3 or 4 months ago. And then I started, I thought I knew a lot of stuff on many things. And then I come to Twitter, I know that I probably know just 50% of it. The other 50% I'm still learning from you all. So it's a great experience. And that's fair. Means I think that's what I had in my mind. I don't know, Manju, if you had or anyone else had any specific questions, but there's a huge audience here, so I would want them to talk through.
You are so lucky, sir. You started your cricket viewing, fan thing from a victory, World Cup victory. I started watching it in 99. So it took me a lot of years to witness first World Cup, like almost 8 years.
I think 99 was not the right time. Yeah, maybe unless you're a Sachin fan, right? Sachin fan means 99, 98, 99.
Sachin had a good 99.
Of course, Sachin was the reason we started watching.
Sachin always has a very good records during the World Cup.
Yeah.
So it's
correct.
So yeah, we have a surprise speaker. His goes by the handle name of Writing Riger. So is he there?
He should have been. He joined. He confirmed.
Yeah, his name is Writing Riger.
Before that, I have a question for Subbu.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
So
you can go ahead with the question.
Here is the Subbuman. Yes, Captain.
So,
Subban.
Yeah, hi Subbu.
Nice to see you in person, or rather in Zoom person.
Zoom person. We'll definitely meet in future, sir. So my question for you is, see, during the 90s, having big posters was a major thing for us children, right? Having a Shane Warne zoom in photo in a big size, it was like a dream come true for us. We used to beg in front of our parents to have it. So my question is, how was it to have posters or say recording of matches that, like, after 20 years they were historic? How good was that to have it with you?
See, I see, if you're a nostalgia connoisseur, then I think you would love to have all this. And I had treasured everything. I even have my first the cricket ball with which I played. Wow. So it's a 35-40 overs ball, but I still have preserved it. So for me, it's very natural to preserve things, and I love this game. I probably haven't given everything, and then now I'm getting a media to share with you all folks. Not the posters and pictures are great, but also the other stuff. But I'm hoping someday I can pull out all the VHS archives that I have in my treasure, and I'm trying to do a little bit every now and then. Today I posted a few videos, but again, it's not like I'm not equipped with all the technology to do this like a Minac does it, right? Or a Roblin does it. because that's what they always do. But I am a beneficiary of all of them. I take all of these stuffs and collect myself. Now I have realized that I probably have to share the joy with rest of the world. That's what Jay Galgali, right? You know Jay, who posts a lot of videos from the films division. So he actually told me that, okay, Subbu, you have an opportunity to give back the joy to the people who may want to see. It could be anything. It could be posters. It could be videos. So you may want to do that and embrace it. So I thought it was a great great idea that he gave me, and now I'm trying to do my best. I have a day job, so I cannot be focused. I'm still, this is a lunchtime where I'm coming in, but I still wanted to see you all and talk through. So that's where I am. I don't want to take
we have good sponsors.
By the way, one good news is that this Zoom call is for unlimited time. This is not for the restricted for the 40
Subbu
minutes.
sir?
Yeah. Go ahead. Anju.
Actually, I wanted to know, what was the fan war like when?
It was always at back then. I would say it was India and Pakistan. It has not changed, but I can tell you because we used to go to Sharjah and get smashed. And so today is Friday, right? So Friday evenings and Friday mornings are not the greatest back then.
I remember even the Friday when the Azan used to be happen, India-Pakistan match, and they used to say, yeah, it's worth the Pakistan koi jeetna hai because of the Azan. Anyways, those all fan moments are very, very actually amazing.
Yeah, Pakistan was big, and I was a big. I can tell you that I used to love
They
that
awesome
team.
player.
Pakistan
They used to have awesome player during the 90s. Mind-boggling, like.
It was a big one there. Then
Mohinder Amarnath was very.
Mohinder Amarnath was always, I would say, he had his own challenges with selectors, right? So Mohinder is, he was one of my big. I was a big fan of Mohinder because of the way he used to play that hook shot and pull shot.
Yeah.
He used to get dropped and then he used to come back with a century. So that's what Mohinder was. But I think, to be frank, and I grew up in Bombay. So I'm born and brought up in Bombay. And I'm a Tamil, but born and brought up in Bombay. And back there, I think there was a lot of Bombay influence. So we used to be a little bit more biased or partisan towards Mumbai players. I think you can call that way. So Gavaskar, Vengsarkar, Manjrekar. So that was the school of thought we got brought up.
But sir, was it ever a case that you would like one player to fail just to see your favorite getting blossomed?
I read Sanjay Manjrekar's book, right? He openly talked about how the Indian team in the 90s was basically divided into the West Zone versus the North Zone, and there was a complete.
That's unfortunate.
My cousin used to be married to Prasad Desai, if you remember him, Bombay's opening fast bowler. And he made, he used to say it was like it was worse than India-Pakistan. The rivalry was worse than India-Pakistan because at least there you had a mean to justify it. And then Sachin coming in really changed it because everyone else just got overshadowed, and Sachin really became the guy, and he became the face of the team. And then Karnataka coming in, all these things which Manjrekar wrote, I had heard back then. At one point, if you remember, I think we had 6 players from Karnataka in the Indian 11, and that was unheard of, to have non-Delhi, non-Mumbai players in such high.
Players don't get enough chances as compared to.
I claim that.
Someone was saying
Any Mumbaikar will doubt that because Rahul Dravid got selected when Amol Muzumdar should have been selected.
Yes,
and Amol got Rahul Dravid would never played for India. So I'm not going to buy that.
Amol Muzumdar was padded up during that Harris Shield match to bat next.
That's the story of his life. He's always waiting.
Yeah, always waiting.
He's one of the unluckiest player who didn't represent a country.
Yes, he's the best player India never had.
Yes.
Okay.
I think one or two more.
We have Jitendra standing by, so he's having some net issues. So he has to talk about doping in cricket, substance abuse. So Jitendra, please take it away.
Come on, Jitendra.
I'll be available.
We also
for
have
10-15 minutes, so.
we have Abhishek and Raj from North Stand gang here also.
Yes,
Wow.
welcome.
Oh, Abhishek.
Yeah,
I think I only saw Abhishek once, but
yeah, and I would say that I have interacted with the other fan group that is based out of the UK. I don't want to take names for legal purposes, but I'll tell you a quick story. Is that I used to write a blog just for fun. I write it from time to time, and I spoke to their founder and I said, hey, you know what? I would love to interview you. So he's like, okay, fine, no problem. I'll call you tomorrow. Right? This was when the Australia Test series was going on down under. So I have an appointment. Phone call from me from that day. Whereas
wow.
the North Stand gang, they were amazing. They came to Pune. They were the life of the match. I sat right in front of them. They were fantastic. So Abhishek and Raj, thank you for what you do. I consider you guys to be the true fan army of the Indian cricket team.
Yes, keep it up. Keep it up.
Yeah, they get a lot of celebrity replies also.
Yes. Okay, so Jitendra is having some trouble. So we have Balaji who's there. So he'd like to share his bits on sledging in cricket. Yeah. Balaji, take it away.
Hi.
Come on, Balaji. Let's
I am deep extra cover, so that if that helps, you can relate easily.
You have to be on your
hope
toes.
you are all hope you are all doing good and staying safe. Yeah, I am Balaji, deep extra cover.
Yes, Balaji. Yes.
Yeah. No.
Anju,
we run a single to you.
Saying
the most in deep extra cover.
Balaji, you have to say it's L Balaji. Okay.
Yeah, L Balaji.
So we only know one L Balaji. You know that, right?
Yeah,
Balaji
absolutely.
had a ponytail.
Yeah, and he would never hit on the
Balaji
deep
had
extra
a
cover.
ponytail.
So
Yeah, now it's
Right?
gone. No, now it's gone. Actually, I took that. Who doesn't know deep
I
extra cover?
I was taking another man as Balaji.
Okay. I am here. So
That's why I was
all
saying, please introduce.
Yeah. Okay, now I am. I can able to relate to all. So actually, I just wanted to add to Amul Mazumdar, not in any other intention, but Subramaniam Badrinath was ignored by Vinsarkar and he chose Virat Kohli. That was the latest controversy, but I'm not against anyone. I'm just taking it. He was also a talented player, Badrinath from Tamil Nadu, who has over 10k runs in Ranji, but couldn't able to replicate in the highest form. So yeah, that's fine. So hope you are all doing good and staying safe. Actually, so before taking up much time, I will jump into the topic sledging. So actually, this is a very old term in cricket history. So when I was delving deep into it, I came across the interesting fact that leg pads were introduced because of sledging.
One second. Yeah. Can somebody add Subayan? Please accept Subayan's request. I think he left and he is still in the queue. Please accept him.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Balaji.
Yeah, sure. So leg pads were introduced because of sledging, because somewhere in the 19th century, a bowler from Nottinghamshire or Northamptonshire, I'm not sure, Sam Redgate sledged the batsman Alfred Mint, saying that get ready for a broken flaming leg, and actually managed to break the batsman's leg, which eventually led to the introduction of leg pads. So leg pads were introduced as because of sledging. So sledging is actually a very thin line. It can be enjoyable till it stays as a banter, but if it crosses the line, we could see some ugly things as well. So there are some very good banters. Again, I was going through the internet to see some banters from the bygone era that I have missed. And I came across this interesting one. Obviously, many would have known here, as many are historians here. So I just like to throw this up as well. Mark Waugh and James Harmon. Mark Waugh saying that to James Harmon that you're not qualified to play as an England cricketer. What are you doing here? For which James Harmon replied, "At least I am the best batsman in my family." He pointed out to Steve Waugh as well. So many would be aware. Just wanted to throw it here. So that's it. And the latest is the babysitting saga between Pant and Payne, which both the players took handled to perfection. Just was in the brilliant spirit of the game, and even Pant went to their home and taking snaps.
Actually babysit.
Yes.
Yeah, actually babysit. So I don't see those things happening in bygone era. So because of these things, because of the franchise cricket now, every player is used to interact well with the other players. But on a flip side,
you missed most famous one.
Sorry.
McGrath. You missed most famous one, McGrath.
Sarwar and McGrath.
Many are there. If I can take back everything, Anderson and this thing was there, and so it keep on going. So I just want to make it short. So, but on a flip side, again, some sledges that go beyond the line. And
McGrath got was just befitting reply.
yeah. And so on a flip side, these sledges can turn into abusive comments. Even the Shane Warne and Marlon Samuels saga that turned into physical altercation. That he won tried to pull.
That was really one of the worst one.
Yeah, and I'm about to, next is that only. So
Cylinder and Butler, very recent.
Yeah, that
Butler
resist.
But
something
thing,
on the lines of.
Yeah. Balaji, I want to add one thing. But I think one of the best we all ever actually went through is the Venkatesh Prasad and Amir Sohail.
Yes,
this is the winner. This is the winner.
That is
classic one actually.
Yeah. No, but that wasn't sledging. I mean, I wouldn't call it sledging.
That was sledges to distract the batsman.
Sledging, sir.
That was more of a reaction.
That's sledging from.
That was self-distraction.
If you ask me, that was the moment that changed India-Pakistan cricket forever. Because from that point on, I feel Indians started, like every India-Pakistan match that used to be hyped up by the media, and I feel Indian players started taking motivation, just like, and I think it took the demons out of the Miyanda 6 to a large extent, because we all are traumatized by that.
Just wanted to mention that also. Miyanda
that ended the career of Sharma.
Well, he didn't have any career to begin with, but that's a different story.
No, for Miyanda's 6, they said that Sharjah ka chakka kar diya hakka pakka. That was the
correct. Elite Singh, what he's saying is correct. Is Javed Miyanda to Dilip Doshi? Tella loop number kya hai? Loop number.
So which game was that? Karthik, which game? Do you remember which game was it? Was it the 83-84 game?
82 series when Dilip Doshi was trying to come back.
Yeah, 82. No, not 82, right? I think it was in India.
Yeah, 82 they had come over to India, right?
Yeah.
No, 84, 83, 84. 84, okay. I think. Yeah. 83.
Yeah. So ideally, sledging should be done by the bowler to distract the batsman. But what Amir Sohail did was he self-distracted and he got what he deserved the next ball. So that's a complete different thing.
No, but
so
that was one of the great things.
Greatest things, yeah.
Not to forget Shoaib Akhtar and Sehwag one.
Sorry,
what is your favorite sledge of all time?
Shoaib Akhtar and Sehwag.
Sledger. I like Johnson. Johnson is my favorite sledger.
Mitchell Johnson?
Yeah, Mitchell Johnson.
He was a smart sledger actually.
Correct. So, my friend used to play wicket keeping for Maharashtra. He said Punjab had come to Maharashtra, Pune once. They've scored 700 for 3 or something like that. So Iqbal Siddiqui, it was a Pata wicket. Like probably the tiles in my living room have a better bounce. So Iqbal Siddiqui bowled a bouncer to Sidhu, right? And he kind of ran up to him. And he did it 2-3 times and then he abused him. So Sidhu, Anju, I'm going to pardon my language. So Sidhu goes to him, जा तू तेरी दूध पी रहा था तब मैंने मेरी पहली सेंचुरी मारी थी जाके बॉलिंग कर. I don't think Iqbal Siddiqui ever recovered from that.
Yeah. So that's what on the flip side we mightn't have seen Virat 6 sixes if not for Flintoff sledging him. Unfortunately, Stuart Broad was made the scapegoat, but that's fine. Flintoff escaped and Stuart Broad caught.
And so how about Jellyfish?
I love Freddie Flintoff versus Tino Best recently commented on it.
That's true. But one more thing, I think everybody remember that Zahir Khan and Kevin Peterson Jelly Bean incident. Yes, Jelly Bean incident, which actually India did really well in that series. I think one they have
2007.
Yeah, I think so. 2007-8 series.
Yuvraj also had that in the back of his mind that he was hit for 5 sixes by Dimitri Mascarenhas. So probably he wanted to avenge that.
Dimitri Mascarenhas.
Yeah. So this and Afridi and Gambhir thing is they are so personally, but they both are pulling each other's leg to date. Even if they both give any interview, he is criticizing, I have seen the worst character. So if it stays in the ground, it's better for the game.
Actually, today
I don't want.
Today I saw in the Twitter.
Brain fade moment.
Yeah, brain fade moment. But again, those things can fuel the players. The Virat Johnson saga backfired big time, and Virat kept piling up runs, and Johnson was clueless. The Australian team suffered big time. So it mentally fuels the players. Smith and Archer, although that wasn't a kind of a verbal sledge, both were mentally fighting against each other. His short ball and Smith leaving the ball in the recent Ashes. So those kind of players get mentally tough, and they bring their best when sledged. So it's better to take Justin Langer's policy that he made the Australian players to, keep quiet during the last summer. But still, Payne and Virat got to some extent. Although Australians managed to keep Virat quiet for some time. So again, sledging should be a part of the game as it spices cricket. But we see more franchise cricket and players from every nation spending time 2 or 3 months together. So when they represent their country, they find it hard to sledge when they come in person to person. So they find it hard to sledge. So sledging, I don't think sledging will keep prolonging in the future. I don't see that because franchise cricket has completely changed everything. So that's what I feel. And as long as it's doesn't cross the line, sledging is perfectly fine, and banter that should be there for a better viewing experience, which shows.
Shark also said something about this, right?
Yeah, there is a line, imaginary line which you must not cross.
Imaginary line you must not.
But one thing I must love to add that during this IPL and all, India is always having an upper hand nowadays in sledging.
That's what said, right? Last said they were not sledging because of IPL.
And one thing I just fearing.
If you say 15 CR for one season, actually is like taking care of the BBL's 3 teams entire team's money. That's just happen.
Yes.
So why they would love to like sledge India? Quite obvious, they're getting money. 15 CR, come on. That's a huge push.
That's why Stokes also came up with the explanation.
Yeah, that piece is very good. I would like to play in India for the IPL, right? Recently he tweeted also.
I think Michael Clarke even said that the Indian players were nice to Virat Kohli.
He will say, sir.
Then he will say action from Aaron Finch and Tim Payne and everyone came in that they are always professional. They didn't even
Actually, see, Michael Clarke, I thought, was just trying to get some attention. I don't think Australians.
Why would Michael Clarke lead us?
Very true. Plus one on that.
I think
public commentary.
Yes.
I think Australia have toned down the way they used to play their cricket, the aggressive cricket, the brand of cricket they used to play. I think they have toned it down a lot.
I think
after that incident.
I think that's why one of the reasons that they lost the shine on their game also, because they used to be very favorite. They had the hard nut to crack.
I think that definitely puts an effect. Look like chickens running on the street. So that depends. The loss of confidence is massive. International cricket, it's cruel. You can't even think about losing someone like Steven Smith and David Warner playing best cricket of their life.
I wish Vivek would have been here. Then he would have been say, "You captain, you are awesome." You talk about the MSD, I'm sure exactly Robin will come up and say, "Captain, I am listening to you."
Guys, sledge is in the Durban Tri-Series final. Dravid was going, bonkers, and Donald literally cursed the living daylights out of him. And I till date, I believe that it was the sledging that cost India the match because it disturbed Dravid's temperament and concentration, and he got out.
True,
otherwise,
very true.
No, but I thought Dravid played in the beginnings, right? I think he was early in his which started smashing.
Then Donald went after him, and Donald gave an interview. My wife was very upset with me because she said if there is one player in cricket you should not have that to, it was Dravid. if I remember right. So
I think he was.
Then you remember
Yeah,
Michael Slater as one, right?
Maybe.
Even RD was so set on that day. It was like that is like easily India can save that match if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
But there's nothing. Gotham sir spoke like he has given an entire theory. We always say
okay.
Yes, that only I think Zuma has given us the.
Where is Manjunath?
Yeah, I'm here.
Please, Chandra is asking.
I would like.
I haven't seen him in the lobby.
He DM'd me right now.
Can you please?
So see, the worst part of COVID-19, this pandemic on sports journalism or journalism has been the jokes. The worst thing to happen to someone. Fortunately, I still have my job, but I don't know whether it would still be there after 6 months. That's the scare this pandemic has torn to us. So that's the worst thing to happen. I think publications, print media has shattered since this.
I can plus
many publications. Yes, many publications.
Because I'm from the digital, so I.
Tour or playing some tournament or given the hectic schedule we already have. And as a fan, we have seen many Instagram lives, and that has provided us probably the insights we could deserve for life. The stories with Mohammed Shami talking about his suiciding is something, and that came through normal chat. So I think it has left a bad impact, bad instance. We have seen controversies like Imran speaking, like it was in a fun, but then he made that comment on using the channel. Honestly, video. It has shown, but then the relationship between the fan, journalist, or the cricketer has grown massively during this period. They do it's for sheer love. I think they share news
No,
from
I'm
media
just
reports.
comparing what they are doing is similar to what they do.
It's
Nothing
yes,
else.
exactly. It's not in
They
it's
don't
not
put
in
anything
240
creative.
correct.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
it's not in
Jitendra is
240
back
character.
again. Yeah, good.
Oh, cool. Welcome.
Yes, cool. Yeah. Carry on, Chubair.
Yeah, so I think talking about Vijay Lukapalli's impact or many writers, I think we can go back to 90s and pick writers on our will, but we can't find writers on today's time. In today's time, I think there will be very few. Bharat Sundaresan or Vithu, I think these are the guys who can be on that level.
Sid Monga.
Yeah, and talking about COVID's impact on sports journalism, I think we will see a lot more online press conferences like we are seeing in Premier League. I think that will be, we won't see physical press conferences happening for the time being at least. There will be very limited media space available in the stadium. I think hardly we can count it on our fingers. So that's a major impact. People are working from home who used to be on the field, on the ground, on the roads. Every time they are working from home. So that's a difference COVID has made.
And I also feel bad for the loss of revenue coming out of IPL, not to the cricketers, but to the day-to-day. Means I saw that article in Cricinfo and how Irfan Pathan went and helped Chennai Super Kings or someone outside the Chennai Stadium or something.
I think
it makes means it just says a lot, right? Means Irfan Pathan did it. Many other cricketers might be doing the same.
Definitely.
But there are still a lot of folks who are suffering.
I personally know 50 to 60 cricketers or footballers who have donated or who have gone to the field and helped people, needy people, but they haven't shared a thing on social media. So
which is good, right?
that's the thing, which is good, which is actually good, and it is up to the man or woman himself whether he or she wants to share it or not. It's their on their personal capacity.
Right. That's one of the reason I feel that. No, that's one of the reason I thought IPL should happen at some point later in the year, if at all. Just
it will happen. It will happen. It will happen.
It has to happen.
Subbu,
I'll disagree with you on one point though, because one of my most viewed tweets was when I listed what all the cricketers are earning versus what they have announced that they have donated, right? And I feel what happens is when you're a personality, I think you have a moral obligation, if you are donating, to announce what you have donated. Because see, I'm a common man. I'm paying good money to come and watch you. I went to the cricket match in Pune. I paid 2,000 rupees, right? I mean, 2,000 rupees is not a small amount anymore. It's for anyone. And I feel if the players announce what they've done, I don't think anyone is going to perceive it as, oh, he's showing off. They're cricketers.
No, actually, the problem, Gautam, is not. No. What you're saying is right. But there may be people who will question that why is he only donating this much? Why can't he donate
the thing which happened with MS Dhoni's thing?
Yeah, but I feel.
Do you remember how much Virat was bashed when Irfan's donation tweet came?
Oh, really?
Literally, there was so much outrage that Virat has not donated anything, even though he did.
But I feel
must have done a lot of.
No, but I feel that that backlash wouldn't have happened. The backlash was more about the COVID initial donation, where he hasn't announced how much he has donated. And I'll be very honest with you, I'm very disappointed with Sachin. Sachin's donated 50 lakhs. The guy had 30 crores in 1998, when 30 crores was 3,000 crores. So I feel they are under an obligation to announce how much they've donated, because that's going to have a trickle-down effect. Because if Sachin donates 50 lakhs, others are going to donate 5 lakhs, when it would have been more had Sachin donated more.
Sachin has already adopted few villages.
So he's taking care of that also. On a ground level now, these players work on a level that we can't even imagine. Like they will give money on their bill, they will take out the phone and they will just Google Pay it. It's nothing for them. And I know no players who have done that. So, and they are like, even if I insist I'm putting this on social media, they will say, yeah, chhod de. There's koi zarurat nahi hai is cheez ki. So they are like that, and they are built like that. If someone, and there are players who will donate something and they'll just and there are players.
No, but again, why they need to say anyone? One second, why they need to tell anyone that they have given the money or donated the money?
See, there's two ways to look at. There are two ways to look at it. Once is to influence the public, like PM Cares was, or any donation for that matter, is to help people. And if Virat Kohli is saying ki I have donated, leave out the amount, I have donated, 10 people will at least, diehard Virat Kohli fans will at least donate 100 rupees each. They will come out and at least
Dravids and Dravids also.
Then to we
word, however they donate. Then comparison starts. That is the problem with fans.
It's not about comparing. It's about putting out a thing. I have donated
it's not
this much, but I have
but for fans.
See, let me complete.
We are going out of the topic. Let's come back to the topic.
Actually, Jitendra is now established connection, so he'll have to have something to say on doping and substance abuse in cricket. Jitendra, are you there?
Yes, are you guys listening me?
Yes. Please go on, Jitendra. We are listening you. Yes.
Yes, cricket and doping are the two unluckiest factors when they join together. As cricket is called gentleman's game. So when sometimes unknowingly or knowingly some ungentleman of the game did it by mistake, as cricket is reached very high level, some demands from the fans, high level expectations Are you guys
hear you? You can go ahead.
As high level expectations from the fans, players have to do such types of heinous crimes as everyone not have do not have gifted like Russell or Bradford, so they holy as opposed to. So we look at the circumstances of legend in cricket.
I think Jitendra, your voice is still not clear now.
It's breaking. It's breaking.
I think
Yeah,
that was
it's
the
breaking a
connection
lot.
issues.
Yes.
What?
It's too much of breaking.
Are you guys listening to me?
Yeah. Carry
But
on,
it's
carry on,
breaking.
Jitendra.
Cracking. His voice is cracking.
Hello.
Yes. Carry on, Jitendra.
Yeah. Continue, Jitendra, please.
Yeah, we can see many players in the past we have found, like in 1993-94, Wasim Akram was found guilty. The West Indies too, and Stephen Fleming in 1993-94 in New Zealand too, when Dino Nash, Matthew Hart found smoking marijuana reported by Danny Morrison there. In 2003 World Cup, Shane
Warne incident.
Before the World Cup starting.
Yes.
He told that he was given pills by her mom. Later on, Cricket Australia banned him for a year.
Yeah, even recently the Prithvi Shaw incident.
Yeah, Prithvi Shaw. Turbuline incident.
Who knows the cup syrup or the real one? God knows. But again, he says the cup syrup and the things were there.
Yeah.
But there are very unfortunate people also there, no, who actually has gone through this and they've been banned because they were not the good name or the big names. I forgot the name recently. I think 2-3 years back, I heard about a person who has gone through the same incident of having the drugs, also the banned drugs through cup syrup, but he has been banned for the few years. I forgot the name. The Ranji player, if I'm not wrong.
Pradeep Sangwan also.
Even the Pradeep Sangwan's case, he didn't even accept it. He didn't say anything. He didn't say like the way this guy accepted Prithvi Shaw. But Prithvi Shaw is a national player. Perhaps the reason he got the benefit out of it. Pradeep Sangwan
were summoned, including Jadeja, Pujara.
No, it is a recent one. That is a different thing. That is a NADA thing.
That is not disclosing the.
Not disclosing the whereabouts.
Yeah.
Whereabouts. It's a different case than the NADA.
Yeah, that is a different
case. It's a different thing than the having drugs or not.
Yeah.
That's a very different thing. But again, the outcome is very bad. Actually, if you will fail to lose for the second or third time in a row, you will be banned for international cricket for 1 year.
Do you think Prithvi Shaw's ban was justified?
See, we are not here to justify.
For 1 year.
I'm so sorry. No, we are not
here
to justify anyone.
It's my question. Not.
Okay.
Anju, it's very simple. The rules are very clearly laid out. The players are given them rules way ahead of time. It is a very